Very good. Working okay on Twitch. Yeah, make sure that I've copied the right message.
YouTube. Stream element spot running robot face.
Hey, the YouTube link actually beat the Dream Elements on Twitch this time. All right. Switch to my face cam. See what's up. Hello, folks. It's me. I'm Biggy, and I'm back, and we are live playing Unlimited Saga. If you're watching from the VOD, welcome. And yeah, we're playing the good old Kurt's quest with negative non-bows challenge, meaning I could have to take negative panels if I can during the end of quests. I can't save state during quests, and I can't make any panel combos. Also, I was asked by chat to take Mordius, or technically Smithing Myth to take Mordius, and it has turned out really, really well. He's actually carrying this whole quest. And last time when we left off, we fought a rainbow gucky. So if you wanted to go see that, go check back in the last video.
Biggy is now live. Streaming Unlimited Saga, on Saga Negative Panels Challenge Run, wheelchair symbol disabled gamer wheelchair symbol. That's correct, and Mordius is doing the heavy lifting.
Yes. Thanks for that, Myth. But he actually did the heavy lifting because he got the best panels, apparently. But yeah, that's where we left off last time. And we're going to press continue this time. And hopefully we don't run into any more rainbow guckies. Foreshadowing. Ominous stare. Okay. With that being said, yeah, if you enjoyed the series so far, don't forget to leave it a like. Leave this video a like. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff, and also click the bell notification icon to get notified if you whenever I go live. Yeah, there we go. If you want to see me live, which is mostly what I do these days. There's also the membership program, so if you want to support me monetarily, feel free to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get things started. Let's get things started in here. So I'm going to turn on PS2. Boot things up. And let's see if the video capture picks the correct source here. No. There we go. And checking on the activity feed, I'd also like to thank all my members. Epilux, Randomanta, Sephiroth, Vale, Dogboden, and then also... Morning, Dan. Thanks for being here, buddy. You missed me actually taking on the Rainbow Cookie. But yes, also thank you to Rafael Vega Chapa for sponsoring their channel. This is the 6th month in a row. I don't take these things lightly. You make this whole experience possible. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Evening, Dan.
Evening for Myth. Morning for Dan and I. Well, very early morning for Dan and I. But let's just go ahead and switch back and look at where we are. You missed me fighting a rainbow Gucky last time, yesterday, so you can go actually watch that in the VOD as well. But it's super tiring. I had to fight with everything. I had to fight with my body not cooperating. I had to fight with poor RNG, like poor timing, all my stresses and everything. Really kind of pushed my.
I plan to. Look forward to the slog LOL. It's back and he's Biggy.
Hi, Technovirus. Thanks for being here, buddy. When we last left off.
OLP.
Yep, our LP is pretty low. So if we check our status here. This is the aftermath of.
Dude, I ate beef larp and yum seafood salad.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
Very nice. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, this is the aftermath if you check
and
out.
The virus infected the chat.
But yeah,
I ordered food for 2 and just tore it up.
must be nice. I assume it's after training as well, so that's gonna go straight into muscles, hopefully.
Life is so much easier with food.
I think life is so much easier with food versus life is only possible with food is two different sentiments.
I feel like actually have enough MP to go through the day.
Nice. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have MP as a stat though. So we're going to take our time and heal up.หลบร้อนโอเคในข้างล่างมันไม่ค่อยร้อน I didn't check what the temperature is today. All right, let's see how hot it is today. Right now in Bangkok it is a toasty 34 degrees, which is the high 90s in the US, I think. Yep. Is it the high 90s or the low 90s? Somewhere around there. But anyways, as I said, we've you guys missed the absolute slog yesterday of me facing a rainbow Gaki. I'm still feeling kind of reeled up after the whole thing. You can look at the status here. All the LP has been drained. Joseph's almost done. So what's most likely going to happen is we're going to spend a little bit more time here in this quest doing what we can, and then we're going to fail it. Reason being, I don't think we could finish this quest with our current status.
Where's a Tetraforce when you need it?
That's
Have you guys been watching the Konosuba explosion anime? It is super funny.
I guess, well, I haven't, because this anime season, well, lately so many anime seasons have been stacked. And okay, let me just check it out. But
I don't watch anime.
we know, myth.
No, I'm watching Tosushiyo. Great mission.
Currently, I'm in the process of binge watching. I think it's called. It just came to Netflix. I think it's called The Love Wagon. I usually don't watch this kind of stuff, but uh, it's a Japanese reality TV dating show, which is usually out of my radar
Love
completely.
Wagon is painful to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of what's the word for it? It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I know it's so bad, but you know, guilty pleasures.
I prefer Terrace House.
Terrace House is I haven't seen Terrace House, but
So bad it's good.
it's not so bad. It's good. It is not. I like how I think it's like
The one in Karuizawa.
I think Terrace House is the kind of dating show that I don't like. I don't like
The Terrace House season in Karuizawa is really good.
really, because I'll whatchamacallit, I'll talk about why I like certain dating shows and why I don't like certain ones. I love the one that's actually airing right
My boy
now.
Taka and Shahei.
The ones that I
Not
enjoy
even
watching.
about dating.
Oh, it could. Okay, then I might have a watch. I'll give it an episode or two, I guess. But right now I'm binge watching through Love Wagon. I didn't actually get into Love Wagon at all until I got into what's it called? Love Village. That was the one that got me hooked. Because in Love Village, you the all of the people in that dating show are like over 35. Their age range is between 35 and 60. So it's really already not a very typical dating show. It is already in my age range, right? And so just give me a second while I pick all the things here. And since it's in my age range, I feel like, oh, I could relate to all these people a lot more. And the tagline was something like, they have to also have been in a failed relationship before. And the tagline was, okay, you may not be my first love, but are you willing to be my last? So, oh, that caught my attention. So I got hooked on it. And the show was probably like, it's like kind of a spin-off of another show, well, of Love Wagon, but for like, you know, older people. So it felt kind of a lot more organic and, you know, more catering to my age range. Let's just say that. And I wanted to actually go and so the show's not done. Love Village wasn't done. So I wanted to look at, okay, so where did the show come from, and had a look at Love Wagon, and oh, so this is where the idea came from with the shows. And the thing is, I would never actually watch Love Wagon in normal circumstances.
How's the political situation in Thailand? That new guy got elected.
Quote, in quotation marks. I don't want to get too much into politics. Who am I kidding? I love talking politics. If you know what's actually going on here. So, long story short, the last
Doesn't
time.
the military control everything?
So 8 years ago we had a coup, right? And uh, during that time, it was a coup against
Sounds like you were desperate to watch something.
yeah, I wanted to watch more Love Village, but I didn't have any uh, thing else to watch that's kind of has the same vibe. Uh, so I went, okay, so let's go see what this is, and then they went down the rabbit hole of all these whatchamacallit, dating Japanese dating shows. I think that's a good way of talking about it.
I have a feeling when I go to Thailand, I will come back married. Passport brothers, where we at?
Oh man, I have a passport, but I won't be renewing it for a while. Ooh, okay. Yes, please. We have a.
I finally got my US passport. Took 6 months.
Yep, I think you said that last time too. But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But no, that's not a problem. But okay, I'll go topic by topic, right? But yeah, I went down the whole dating show rabbit hole. But regarding politics in Thailand, 8 years ago we had a coup to overthrow the current government. So I'm just gonna go by colors, right? We have what's called a red party. Yep, which is the popular one. And then the red party was overthrown by, I'll call it the yellow party. And the yellow party was like a bunch of royal loyalists, and who were kind of like on the surface they're kind of
Sounds like Fire Emblem. 3 houses.
oh yeah, very much so. So that's actually a kind of like apt comparison, actually. So there's where there's a red party, which is the popular one, and then there's a yellow party, which well, technically not a party. That's well, yeah. There's yellow. Yeah, let's just call them the yellow party, which is a bunch of royalists. And red party was basically popular, like populist and police based, whereas the yellow party is royals and the military, right? So kind of like a class thing, class struggle thing. And so yellow party basically asked the military to say, okay, we're gonna have a coup, which is gonna set us back several years, which is unfortunate. But that being said, the red, and then we were itching for an
That's
election.
wild.
Yep. So we were itching for an election, and I'm not sure how many years ago. I think it was 4. Must be 4 years ago. They decided to, okay, let's have an election, because after a while, the coup was like, well, there's a couple of things that's happened, right? Since they were in power for a while, people are getting real unhappy. I said, okay, then let's have an election. And during the election, there was a new party, basically a new house, right? And they said, we're going to, let's call them the Orange Party. And they said, we're gonna do. I'll talk. The Orange Party is like super progressive, right? Imagine Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders was Elon Musk, right? Imagine no. Let's imagine Elon Musk with policies by like Bernie Sanders. That's the and like super young. Like so he's like billionaire philanthropist who wants to make social reforms. And he was like super popular as well. And at the same time there was what I'll call the Green Party who was going for like legalizing marijuana. But okay, that being said, we managed to get enough people in the Green Party in power to legalize marijuana, so that was cool. But what happened during the election 4 years ago was when people got to elect again, the Red Party won the majority seating in the House of Representatives. They basically won, right? And the Yellow Party, which is currently in power, said, okay, how do we get out of this? Actually, how the heck do we get out of this? How do we finagle our way out of this?
I've heard there was actually fighting with rifles and stuff.
That was the actual fighting with rifles and stuff, and actual violence was 10 years ago.
But it was mostly peaceful.
I think it was 10 years ago. When we had riots, and it was a peaceful protest, and then the military ended things poorly. I think they were basically forcing people out of the cities. That was I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get demonetized for speaking too much political stuff. That stuff I could get demonetized for because it's talking about atrocities and wars and all the good stuff. Yep. But that being said, 4 years ago, what happened was the guys just said, "Oh, that was silly. I could have gotten farming repetitively done by coming back to this treasure chest repeatedly." But we don't have a magic tablet so far. Hello, demons.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's actually a rare line from North. It was a negative panels comment. All right, more Dios. Oh, and I lost all my viewers all of a sudden. Just talking about politicos, right? So let's get back to where we are. Um, so imagine there are 500 seats in the House of Representatives, right? And basically, the Fuji view.
That's weird. It dropped right down.
Yeah. It happens sometimes. That's fine. But yeah, anyways. Where was I? Oh yeah. That sounded like a have you ever watched Oversimplified? Is that like a that was our sponsor. Now where was I? Oh yeah. Infighting between houses, election fraud and stuff, but okay, so basically the Red Party won by a landslide 4 years ago. The Orange Party came second, and the one that was in power came third. And they said, what do we do? Are we going to like basically they were at a loss. The election committee was like at a complete loss. What do I do? What do I do now? How do we keep in power? Like they even like try to finagle all the stuff that's imagine like the US presidential election, but all the things that were accused were actually happening. Yeah, it was that bad, right? They were actually counting votes of dead people in comparison to what they were doing in the US, where it was mostly allegations, right? Crazy stuff. But anyways, so they try to cheat any way they can, and they said, "Oh, well, you know what we could do? Let's actually count. Let's have the Senate affect the votes as well. We're going to change the rules on the fly, and said that, okay, we're going to have the Senate put in their vote as well. So there are two government bodies: the House of Reps, where people vote in, and there's the Senate, where the government vote in. So imagine an election where 500 of the votes, or 2/3 of the vote, were voted by the people, and 1/3 of the vote is voted by the government. So, who's gonna win, right? Who the heck's gonna win? That's fair. And they changed the rules on the fly. So people who are uneducated didn't know what was going on. People who were actually educated knew what was going on, but couldn't do anything. It was wild, right? So they remained in power for another.
The heat bothers me more than it used to.
Is that the Joseph expressing disdain for the giant beasts? Must be. Okay. Hammer time. Wait. We already got Fuji view. So it's probably time lapses. For Adele here.
Joseph was talking about the heat.
Ah, yeah. That makes sense. The heat of the conversation. But in summary, we had an election, and this time, the Orange Party won. How did they win? Well, since they were super like progressive, they basically used the power of Twitter. It was like super awesome. Like they used TikTok, they used Twitter, and the way they did it was insane, right?
Call that a fight? Oh, please.
So, they basically presented kind of like their it was the definition of politics through social media, like and it was like all the older generation, like the Yellow Party and all the generations, and basically all the members of Senate were like who were all these old fogies who couldn't catch on in time, like were having so much trouble dealing with them that most likely they are forced to accept like the overwhelming odds that they're up against. So it was like what's a good way of comparing things? Yeah, so it's not like Twitter warfare in this terms like Donald Trump. No. What happened is he used Twitter to expose several members of the Senate on like how they suspiciously came into power. And the thing is, the Orange Party didn't instigate any of it. Like when people wanted transparency, they just went to Twitter and did some research. Like the Twitter keyboard warriors just went to town and did research on members of the Senate when they realized that there's going to be shady stuff going on. But yeah, it was wild. Turn it. It was like there was one member of the Senate that was exposed to actually reverse delta. There was one member of the Senate that got exposed of having like his education coming into question because he didn't he actually had no qualifications. He was like members of the Senate needs to have a certain level of education, right? And he was he was only like an elementary school graduate and dropped out. You know, it was wild. It was so just imagine Twitter being the main driving force behind like all these politics. It's come to the point where the orange party was doing whatever it can. All the tools of the newer generation. And the thing is, I think they started the fire, right? I think they lit the fuse. And how they were able to get so many votes was that there was a bunch. They did it through memes, right? And how they did that was that their party slogan was something like was a play on words that also meant walking with huge, like taking huge steps, right? So that's the play on words, right? And then on TikTok, people were like, "Oh, who are you gonna vote for this time in this election?" It's like, and the TikTok was like, "What? We should not be talking politics in this kind of climate." And people who are like, when you are actually voting, you know, voting, voicing your opinions should be kept private. It's like, it's not something that you should discuss openly, because it's like voting preferences is like a personal issue, right? And then the video ended with them walking away, taking huge steps, you know, and it became viral. And then everybody was doing that meme, and you know, it was like absolute, like with like despite everything, it was like kind of a masterclass on how to use the memes to get elected. Anyways, I turned 174, and I just spent most of the video talking about politics when I really shouldn't. I'm going to heal up. I'm going to use... I'm going to go here. Fight these groups of monsters. And we'll come back to this adventure despite the low L. Well, our LP will be healed. And we will finish this adventure whatchamacallit, on its second run. So we'll take our time here. But yeah, Technovirus really got me off on a tangent. So, off on another tangent, I got into Love Wagon because of it was the predecessor to Love Village, right? Like, Love Village is a really good show. Amazing. Imagine a bunch of actual rational adults, not giddy teenagers on a dating show. Which is like, and it's like, Love Wagon was like painful to watch at times, because they were just a bunch of emotional teenagers. But the thing is, it kind of helped me, what's the word? Appreciate what we had as a generation. I'm gonna actually use Adele a lot here because I want his the HP to go up. Don't die though. It really helped me appreciate that, like what we had as a generation. Ooh, magic tablet. And since we are actually receiving magic tablets, it is probably smart to take on a different adventure than this one at the end of this to grab the tablets that we can. Okay, and I'm also going to do the magic tablet farming trick. As per usual. And not open that chest. Magic lock, where are you? There you are. What? Back to unlimited Saga, I guess. We're just taking our chances to farm magic tablets whenever we can. And grinding and learning all the magic that we can. Snake skin's fine. And we're getting 5 arrows and power surge. Learned for our buddy Joseph. Gotta use the fuse here. And let's see if we could use Thunderbringer on the magic lock here. Before the adventure's over. And with that, we'll rest a few turns. And goodbye. Wait. I can't count basic numbers. Alright, so what's a short adventure we could do? Any ideas, guys? Possibly... I think there's ones in Lochvan, right?
I have no idea.
So there's a couple in Lochvan and Japa we could do. We still have insect extermination, I do believe. Let's check on our equipment though, before we continue. Yep. We probably want to repair some of these.
What is Bilks?
Ooh, Bilks. Bilks is a relatively rare element. You get it by combining corundum, the there's two sets of corundum called corundum 1 and corundum 2. And if you combine it, there's a chance of turning it into a rare item, rare raw material called Queen Shiva. Queen Shiva is normally not very useful, but the usefulness of Queen Shiva is in that as a shield, it gives full physical evasion in comparison to, let's say, a deflect, which is against certain attacks, and other shields which give slash and pierce evasions, right? And over here we have, it also has an empty 4th slot, so it's good, like really good for
How would
mages.
you know this without hacking the game?
Well, back in my day, back in 2001, games came with guides. And you had to look guides up online if you couldn't afford to buy the official guide. I suddenly attained a southern drawl. But yes, games came with guides back in the day. And people were kind of well, the thing is, people were not kind of expected, but people thought that if a game system was good enough or was interesting enough, that it would drum up enough sales for official guides and stuff, right? In Japan,
So
it was
shields must be very good in this game.
shields are not always that good because shields are good in certain circumstances. And what I mean is that shields are actually dependent on their evasion stat. For example, a Bilk's shield has base evasion of 25. So 1 in 4 chance to block not only physical attacks, but like as you can see here, it's heat evasion, meaning fire attacks. It could actually have a chance to block fire attacks. The Roadster shield is even better. By combining 2 bits of diamond, it actually has lightning evasion. And there's also a piece of armor called Hydra Skin that if you equip it as either a headgear or a footgear, gives you heat and ice barriers. And it covers all 3 major defenses. The other one that is also unique is the Dragon Scale shield, because Dragon Scale shield has physical evasion, slash and pierce evasion, and it has heat, ice, and lightning evasion. But Dragon Scales usually are better as swords. Swords, however, the difference between shields and other defensive items, though, is that swords are independent of any panels you have. They have a flat rate of deflection. So, for example, Edel here with a Dragon Scale sword in his left hand has always a 33% chance to block any slashing or piercing type attacks. So they're always better if you don't have a shield panel. With a shield panel, however, there's a multiplier for the amount of evasion you could actually do. So if you look at the skills here, we have a level 3 shield arts for Mordius. So it's 1.3 times the amount of evasion. So if you can get a character with a shield panel, their defense with a shield will actually be better than characters without. But in this game, panels are a premium. So if you actually spend 1 panel on a shield, that means that you're missing out on all the stats of all the other panels that you could actually place on the character. So if you give up, unless you are dedicating a character as a tank, it's just better to just equip swords on the offhands of characters. I hope that was useful. No. But yeah. And I'm also hoping that they don't change too much of the okay, this black axe needs some help. That black axe was at 90 durability when I started that quest, by the way. Redonkulous. Yeah, let's make sure that we repair up all of our equipment. Joseph doesn't need to. He has recycle. Right. Wow. Took me such a long time just to talk about everything here. But yes, my relatively well, I'm not gonna say super useful. I'll just say my encyclopedic knowledge of Unlimited Saga is if it could be helpful, then it's great. But we're at the point now where it might not be relevant because there's got to be like new stuff to learn. Right. Okay, nothing here. All right, let's get started with some axes. Actually, let's get started on this armlet. No, I can't use armlets here. These are the 3 black axes we want to repair. And these 2 armlets are the ones we want to repair. So let's get started on the black axes. Save states allowed outside of quests. And we'll use things like lead. Don't lose out on skills, please. But yeah, back in my day, we have to actually read up on guides and such. And we spend a lot of time soft resetting because games in our day didn't have guides like this. No, like the games these days. You know what? I think it's probably bad content to just have me do this while I'm online because crafting and repairs are usually things that are best done with me when I was lying down and I don't have anything else better to do. So I'm gonna go to the Mythworks here. Go to accessories. And look at one of the, I think that's one of the black armlets. No, it was the platinum armlet. That I'm going to use Ravenite on. And I'm going to hope to get water arts. And I'm going to disable frame limit here. Reason being, when the frame limit is disabled, we get more frames, and the RNG shifts a little bit more rapidly. So you're more likely to actually hit a different RNG slot or different frame. And yeah, different frames have different probabilities of succeeding with blacksmithy. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to Choppa. Make sure everybody's equipped properly. You need to be the black axe with metal arts, yeah. You can keep your bestial dagger with wood arts. And which armlet is this? This is metal, water. So black armlet with fire. Black axe fairy shield. Black armlet with metal and water. Actually, I wonder if I have a tomahawk black axe. By tomahawk black axe, I mean a black axe with time lapse in the third slot. Oh, you're the one with the wood arts. We'll keep the wood and water arts on you for now. We'll keep our axes to ourselves. Fine. Make sure that everybody is properly equipped. Ha. There we go. The adventure I think that we want to go on is insect extermination. Because it's a relatively short one. I'm also going to check my status in terms of magic tablets and what's being learned. Still learning this one, okay. And that, okay. We also want to make sure that we fight as many enemies as possible, but single enemies, not ones that come in pairs or married enemies. But yeah, okay. Chat's gone awfully quiet, I think. I wonder how. I wonder why. Yesterday, wait, actually, there's a bunch of you guys here from Twitch. So, if you enjoy the content and you want to watch all of my old VODs, check out the YouTube link in the pinned comment. It shows all of the episodes that I've previously played. Otherwise, feel free to ask me more questions. And hope that I don't go off on a tangent. That's actually a big ask, isn't it? You could use recycle for now, because you're running out of durability. Denied. And we'll try to learn all these if we can. We'll definitely try to finish Power Surge before the end of this quest. Thank you for the treasures. We can't use Kurt for this. Kick. Overgrowth. Actually, we'll need to use your hammers. Overgrowth. You can actually use time lapse now. You use Thunderbringer.
Here to make your wager for the next Saga announcement.
Wager for the next Saga announcement. There's ones that I'm hoping, and the ones that I am thinking about.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, Manta. Welcome to the stream. Technovirus came in, asked me to talk about politics, and left. Well, you still might be here. I don't know. And but
I'm still here.
okay, yeah.
Hello, Manta. I was showering.
Okay. I hope your phone is waterproof then, or you went to the shower without your phone like a sane person. Back when it was when I was still
I would have tuned in sooner, but my phone has decided that it doesn't want to load streams anymore. Hi Amit and Techno.
oh man.
Yes, it's a Sony Xperia.
And we have a unconventional Android user, and by that I mean
Sometimes I shower myself. I leave my phone out, like a sane person. But my dad likes to watch videos while in the bath. Tisk tisk tisk. Bad habit.
well, it's not a bad habit. It's more like a good way to lose a phone quickly.
I dual wield soap and phone.
I'm just like that's also a great way to get it's like I just imagine it's always that
Multi-skill activation.
I'm just imagining you right now.
You rub yourself with the phone while talking into the soap.
Yes, exactly. It's like, or watching like, that's an interesting. I didn't know there's a like Dove had a YouTube channel, or something similar. You know, whichever brand of soap you're using. Yeah. Oh.
Cleaning the 4 main areas parts and watching a stream.
Yeah. Ah, that if you're cleaning the 4 areas, then you are a George Carlin fan, which I am also.
Once you see the way, you will see it broadly.
I'm just thinking what you mean by that. Does, like, what does he mean? Does he mean that you could actually watch your
Hell
phone?
yeah. Armpits, a-hole, crotch, and teeth.
And you could use the same brush for all 4 areas. Yes, wonderful.
Hell yeah, LMAO.
Yep. Finally.
Don't worry, the brush forgets so it isn't gross.
Finally. I'm so happy to
What are the best skills to do LP damage assuming HP is 0?
depends on the weapon, right? For daggers, it is I think either stunner or dice.
Reverse delta.
Let's go weapon by weapon. The best one, actually, which is kind of broken in this game, is reverse delta, because reverse delta. Oh, wait, we probably want to try fortune teller on a couple of these chests as well. Reverse delta is great for. Don't worry, guys. It's not blue. It's green. It's just a normal Gucky.
Wow, so it's an axe skill is the best LP damager.
Yes. The game is basically, quote unquote, glitched to with that axe skill, because time lapses has this like really low hit rate, but its skill reverse delta almost always guarantees the maximum damage of LP. I'll demonstrate. Right? So here we have reverse delta. I could always almost guarantee that even without combos, this is gonna do 3 LP damage. Always, almost always. It's broken. Right?
OMG.
It always does that. It's that's why I said that if you wanted to
Not necessarily. Reverse delta is a strong axe skill in Romancing Saga 2. I assume it has come with intentional. I still like Fuji View better.
Fuji View is a it's great for doing a little bit of HP damage, but if you data mine the stats, you'll know that reverse delta just blows them all out of the water in terms of consistency. In fact, if you watch any speedrunner of this game, their attack of choice is always reverse delta. And one of the speedrunner strats is actually equipping an axe on a character without an X panel. And they get like basically their timing down so impeccably. For hitting a reverse delta panel. This is actually pretty bad. They get the timing down so impeccable that they're...
Oh yeah, speedrunners will sometimes use 2 characters with reverse delta. In Ruby scenario, it's Hero and Iskandar. In Myths, Myth and Laura. In Armix, Edel and Nuage. I used to spam throws a lot, but I never unlocked the higher level throws for some reason.
Throws are special. The higher there's 3 classes in terms of melee skills, which is punch, kicks, and throws. And with punch, kicks, and throws, within them there are another 3 classes, which is heavy, middle, and lightweight. heavyweight skills require that you do not have melee panel.
Another
That's
thing to
yeah.
add about reverse delta is that any character can use and it still dominates. Myth with his 2 strength stat still shredding with reverse delta.
Yeah, reverse delta is broken. Like I said, it's one of the more broken skills. Like I wouldn't recommend any other for a beginner. I wouldn't recommend any other kind of damage dealing for weapons at all, because time lapses just eclipse everything out of the water. But if you want to explore more into other weapons,
Pure strength with reverse delta is good.
yeah. But if you actually wanted to explore into other characters' abilities,
Okay, my ring name is Gunna Techno Reverse Delta Muay Thai Gym.
I think the Japanese name is cooler too. What is the Japanese name for it? It's in whatchamacallit's guide. Ramjager's guide. Just give me a moment to look it up. Oh no, it's not in the Ramjager's guide. It's on another one. Which guide is it?
What other skills are broken besides reverse delta?
The skills that are broken besides reverse delta, I will be stunners and rear blades. Stunner and rear blades are part of a line of skills that are called blackout. And with blackout, once you inflict it on certain types of enemies, mainly beasts, wildlings, and
Bloody Mary respectively.
Bo Peep and Bloody Mary are the kind of like the level 4 skills of those. If you inflict it on a certain type of enemy, beasts, wildlings, I'm not sure if vegeplants and insects count, but definitely beasts and wildlings.
Poker's Wild is a very good spear skill.
But
can
it's-
shred, just need to get the timing right.
But
I
it's
say this because I saw a Japanese un-SA player use Poker's Wild in a Kurd solo run. It was the best for someone with 2 STR and 2 skill.
but it's super hard to land though for a beginner. Anyways, I think it's the skills and magic arts
I
FAQ.
know, it's LV5.
Level 5 arts are just
OMG, I always thought spears were trash, at least in my playthroughs.
spears. The thing about spears, and what you need to realize, is that it's one of the few weapons that relies on 2 stats to be good, which is strength and skill. Right? And unless you know how to use whatchamacallit,
Next best thing for spear, acupuncture and DHS, double-headed snake.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's, I think in the Japanese version, reverse delta is called high speed nebula, which is super cool. but your mileage with how cool a skill is named is might vary. I'll demonstrate rear blade now. First off, rear blade is good because it's fast. It almost always guarantees you go first. And actually, if I hit it, regardless of LP damage, it gets knocked out. And you wonder why I took LP damage, because I freaking forgot that it has pacifist for wildlings, like beasts. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. This friggin' LP, man. Oh, we'll heal once first.
Bodhisattva and 3 dragons are the best punch and kick arts respectively. Both are lightweight.
And to use lightweight skills, you also need to go into details on character weight. And you need to look up a guide on specific characters and their weight class. And I'm so tempted to just open this and get it over with. And I can't do that either because of no save states. Anyways, where were we? Yep. Reverse delta. That reverse delta is just a broken skill. Bar none.
Acupuncture is great spear skill because it lowers enemy skill stat. Stabs
Yep.
have Nutcracker, which lowers enemy strength, I believe. Or is that total agony?
Yeah, but stabs are fun to use. It's because they have skills that uses what's called the lower strength. And it also kind of like, which means it tanks damage for you. Turn it. Turn it. We're fine. We're okay. But stabs are one of the only weapons that has a strength lowering skill, has a blackout line, I believe. It also has a multi-attack line.
Nutcracker lowers defense. Very useful. It was in Rs 2 and Rs 3 and it is useful there too.
Let me look it up. Staff arts have drag down. Drag down it uses either quick attack, dash attack. No. I think it was just like a normal hit.
Crusher lowers attack. Forgot what total agony lowers.
I can't. It's it has the quick attack, which is the basic attack. No, slam. Actually, the slam line has drag down as a level 2, which lowers strength. It has cruncher as a level 3, which lowers endurance, and Aqualuna as a level 4, which lowers spirit, and it also does the most LP damage. The level for the roundhouse line, it has drag down as a level 3 and lower strength, and level 4 it has blackout, which is from Time and Tide. Nightcracker has armor break. It has a special effect which breaks armor using of the Comatose line. Total Agony lowers endurance. The Bone Crusher line has Cruncher and Pulverizer, which lowers endurance. But the Earth Dragon line has a level 4 skill that does mass attack and stuns, but for lower damage. Wow. Guides are useful. Let me see. I shouldn't stand by for too long because I don't want to run out of turns. Let's do as much as we can here. Let's actually stick to melee. So we could deal a little bit of damage without worrying about durability here. But yeah, so let's hopefully do this quest properly. Turn it and capture all the insects, and hopefully get a bunch of really nice magic tablets that we saved up since our last encounter, and also hopefully get grab this bug. Let's fight this one.
Oh, Techno. The Japanese name for Fuji View is the 8 views of Fuji View.
8 views of Fuji, yep. The thing about the
View of Mount Fuji.
Yep.
I'm all bad at heaping.
Yes, you are. But I'm not sure what it's I think the Japanese names have a bit of an easier time, because if you know anything about Japanese, their writing system, one of the writing system is called kanji, which uses Chinese characters. And basically, when you use Chinese characters, you can abbreviate a whole lot. Because you could have an entire word, but using only one character. So they probably use kanji to shorten their, like in English is 8 views of Mount Fuji, right? So that's a bunch of letters. Oh, come on. That's 8 views of Mount Fuji, which is 5 words. containing several letters. But for kanji, 8 is one letter, U is one letter, and Mount Fuji is 2 letters. So but actually, I'll take that back. It'll be 5 letters. Yep, because they need one word for. They need 2 letters for Mount Fuji because it has to be one for Fuji. Second is Yama, so that's 2 letters. They needed the word no because no will denote that it's no is basically of, and they need one word for 8, and one letter for 8 and one letter for view. It has to be Fujiyama no something. I'm probably wrong on that though. Japanese is like my. I didn't formally study it, but I watch enough anime to do that. So if you're wondering how, and reverse delta is 3 letters, and I do believe it's like a play on words or something. Because written it's like could be read as like reverse triangle or 3 sides something, and then it could be read or meaning like stars or something. I'm just talking out of my butt here though. Can't remember if that's the case anymore. Wow, we're having a bit of a variety content stream here, but I was also saying earlier that I'm actually happy to find another new common ground or another thing that I enjoy alongside like with with Myth alongside Unlimited Saga. And George Carlin is probably a really nice topic to talk about. And I could always reference him as well. Except for the 7 words you can't say on TV. Because, you know, good way to get demonetized here on YouTube. George Carlin just out there spouting truths. And he had to die before his time. Sad.
Can't say it on Monetizing videos.
Yep.
Don't come near me. I told you. Get
George
back!
Carlin.
Hmm? Yeah, he was like George Carlin, yes. George Carlin was basically just spouting like
At techno_virus old, dead comedian.
he was basically one of people
part
spouting.
philosopher.
Yeah, he's just spouting a lot of truth. I think I say that, but a lot of I think if he was like around these days, he would probably get cancelled by a lot of the oversensitive people, right? But I mean, his comedy was like at a time where even back then, most of his like a lot of his stuff would probably resonate with
I like Tennyson, however you spell that comedian's name.
I haven't seen Kennison. But please don't argue about comedians. People like their own thing. But he's
I like really messed black humor.
yeah. I think you'll like this. I can't remember there's this comedian who's been showing up a lot on YouTube.
George Carlin was a comedian. No idea who is Kennison.
Yeah, well, I'll go look him up. Then Mordius could use some time lapses here. Just end it.
Sam Kinney's an asterisk.
Yeah.
Will somebody do me in?
You were saying about a comedian going around YouTube, Biggy.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. He's been showing up a lot on a lot of my shorts feed.
I watch some black comedians myself. Chris Rock, Red Fox, Dave Chappelle, Lavelle Crawford, Richard Pryor.
He could be like black comedian or black comedy, not being like dark humor. But there's a comedian. I can't remember his name. Darn it! I hate having to do this and look up stuff on YouTube.
Oh wait, NVM. Just looked it up. Sam Kinison is white, so black comedy.
Yeah.
I wish there was a different term than black comedy.
I think it was like got relegated into dark humor, and even that is not
Bleak comedy. Something.
yeah. That's not what I wanted to look up. Gonna see all my history. It's gonna show up somewhere.
Dark comedy
Ah.
and black comedy has differences, I'm sure.
I banged a chicken up.
Immediately, I regretted clicking on him. Mark Normand. He's been showing up on my feed a lot. I think you like his style of humor. If you're into dark humor, dark comedy. He's like real YouTube darling now because he's like his humor is like super cancelable, but he's just spouting a lot of truth. And he's like being like offensive, but just the right kind of offensive. But Asian comedians how should they say this as an Asian myself? We still actually let's say this. We see racism differently, I think. Like uh if I mention, for example,
I didn't
Uncle
know
Roger.
much about Sam Kinison outside of Back to School and his guest star appearance in Married with Children. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream Chat.
Thank you, Restream Chat. I'm gonna look at the turn limit here. I think we should be able to do a couple more battles. But yeah, I'll go look up Sam Kinison and his type of humor. But I've been watching a lot of this dude called Mark Norman. It's like super offensive, but just the right kind of offensive. Like he's super self-aware that he's like being offensive. And then there's this YouTuber who's like absolutely massively towing the racism line.
Well, that won't count for training.
Such cruelty is futile.
Most unfortunate.
I can't remember his name, but it's this dude with like super scruffy hair, right? Who's making shorts that you have to be kind of like super aware of the kind of the climate of the internet nowadays to make fun of it. That he's making fun of things like gender. I think he's not making fun of that so much as he's making fun of the fact that people are so overly sensitive about it nowadays and towing a line of the humor in this climate. So if you like that kind of stuff as well. But there's different types of dark humor as well. I mean, you could toe the line in terms of like what's acceptable and what's not in terms of like sexuality, gross out humor. Actually, gross out humor is just probably okay, except for maybe gross out how
I'm
explicit
on
it
Dave
is.
Chappelle's side. You have your freedom to express art. Shouldn't have to make humor safe just because a big population since 2012 can't handle it.
Yeah, I think whatchamacallit, Dave Chappelle and whatchamacallit, George Carlin is similar in that they talk a lot of they state their mind. And it's to state their opinion. Okay.
Gross out humor is very lazy, easily one of my least favorite style of humor. I say this coming from the last years of watching a bunch of dumb shows with bad gross out or toilet humor.
That's, that's to be expected. All right, we're on the Golden Hill. Oh, wait a minute. One more bug here, maybe? Oh, we're gonna toe the line, aren't we? Darn it. I hate not being able to finish this quest. I would hate it if that's the case. Yeah, we can't finish this quest anymore. Grr. Arg. All right.
Now, I'm really tired of these gross out movies to TV shows because they will most likely be 100% lazy. Not all shows with gross out humor is bad, but a majority is because of low lazy it is.
Here's my take on it. I think gross out humor isn't kind of lazy. I think it's kind of safe. Believe it or not. The reason I label it as lazy, or you would probably label it as lazy, is because it's so safe. Like gross out humor, slapstick. It's kind of universal humor now, and the humor used to be racist. There used to be also kind of racist humor, and dark humor usually see which boundaries could be pushed, right? And the thing is, my take is that kind of like the racist humor or the untouchable subjects, that's probably all listed on the YouTube guidelines. There's pushing it in terms of gore and explicitness. There's pushing it in terms of acts of violence. There's also pushing it in terms of political views, real world events especially. There's a line that is like can't be crossed. I watched a documentary about, I think you probably watched this before as well, and it's a documentary called The Aristocrats, right? And it's there was
Safe version of raunchy humor, I guess. Most
Yeah.
of gross out humor isn't cleverly made, or it's just gross for the sakes of being gross. Lazy, safe, either way, blame. I heard of it, haven't seen it.
Yeah, there was this whole basically it's talking about the Aristocrats joke, and it is absolutely pushing the boundaries of how gross and unacceptable a joke could be. And it's actually an example of the journey over the punchline. And there was a time when what was his name called? the one who voiced the parrot in Aladdin. The one who sounds like this. Ugh. And he was like the
Iago.
Yep, the one who sounds or voice. Yeah,
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried. There he is. Yep.
You should talk like that all the time.
I don't want to talk like Gilbert Gottfried all the time. I would lose viewers so fast and get canceled so hard. Yeah. But yeah,
You would gain viewers.
no. I would not gain viewers at the cost of my sanity. Thank you very much.
Doesn't have the scratchiness.
Yeah. Yeah, his voice is a ton worse. But anyways, he was in like a celebrity roast, right? And he was, and this celebrity roast was right after 9/11. And his joke was so, he was making jokes about, planes. So you could imagine the crowd turning on him. And there was somebody was yelling like too soon. This was like right after the 9/11 attacks, right? And people wanted to laugh and stuff. But to forget what's the atrocities that had happened. But that being said, he came up, made some really bad jokes that didn't land regarding the incident, right? And he decided to take it like the complete opposite direction. Yep. And told the aristocrats joke. And the point of the joke is, during the joke, you try to create as gross, as unimaginably horrible acts as you can imagine, like being performed by this family in front of a talent agency. Like all the way through, you push through it. And if you've met George Collins is in it, if you actually heard his version of the aristocrats joke, you would like, oh man, that itself is worth the ticket of admission of watching that documentary. But anyways, he was pushing the point of the joke is to push the limits of what's acceptable in terms of comedy. Or in terms of decency, I should say.
I do have the documentary on DVD, so I'll watch it in the future.
Yeah. You'll like be surprised how foul some of your most PG comedians you could remember, and you'll also be curious about, okay, so what's my favorite comedian's take on it, on that joke? Oh, I sliced him so hard his fur came off. That's what she said? Maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna go to the next screen and see if I can catch more insects there. Hammer man. Hammer. Hammer man. Wait, you're actually afraid of insects. Yeah, so it was pushing boundaries of gross out humor. Yeah, and then everything ends with, oh, so wait a minute, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And then and then the town agent asks, so what's the name of your act? And he just finishes off with the aristocrats. And the punchline is so kind of a non-punchline at this point. You know, it used to be that, okay, we were making fun of, you know, the aristocrats because that's how they act, right? But the punchline has become such a anti-humor that you have the whole wait. So what was the point of all that? You realize that the point of the whole joke was going through the entire journey of how offensive it was. It has nothing to do with what's actually being with the oops. Oh well, switching over to the spell. It must not be named. I forgot that he already has the spell learned. Actually, I should use this spell more often. Oops. Not too often, though. That could happen. Mm-hmm. Turn it. I was gonna head back up and come back down. This was supposed to be a quick adventure. How did it turn this way? Oh well. It has come to my attention that I might need to stop the stream soon. So I'll actually look up the insect extermination side quest. Not the monster extermination. Okay. Get rid of all insects off the hills. When you come over the hill with an insect. Yep. Once you catch 4, the adventure ends. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna speed things up as much as I can here. Okay. And other one goes to Kurt with his punches. Good. Yeah, keep it coming. So what's going to happen now is that I'll try to finish this adventure within the next few minutes. And if I can't, then we'll have to call it a video. You guys okay with that? Hopefully you are, because it's going to be the agenda for today. Wait a minute. So the insects don't actually respawn, right? Yes, they do. Don't you come near me. Stay back. Wait a minute. What happened here? What happened to my viewers? Did everything suddenly collapse? Did humanity end without me knowing it?
Hello.
Hello. Well, hopefully you found my
I'm still here.
my ramblings of all that fun. But I'm just gonna say that probably a combination of it being really late over there as well, I guess. Look at how his metal arm switches sides. It's magic, I tell you. Right. Psycho noise. Come on, game.
Don't come near me. I told you. Get back.
Please kill one of them. Okay, no. All right. Good. Wait, did I skip a bug? No. All right. Done. And here are the panels. How could this happen to me? I made a mistake. I tried so hard and I'm
LOL.
falling away. How could this happen to me? You got a Fire Artist Magic Tablet, which is meh. Okay. The kick panel is kind of nice. So let's place that. Like, he became phobic of insects, and now he's evolved to the point where he's hit so many insects to overcome his phobia. He said, I'm not going to kill insects ever again. This character evolution of Armand is amazing. But yeah. Redonkulous. Why? Okay. Well, this increases his Herwood abilities, which is kind of nice. But this also depends on whether if we get anything else for her. But yeah, Fortune Teller will be useful. Shield Arts, like I said, Shield Arts are usually not very useful. Oh, not shield panels are usually not very useful. But in this case, I do believe it's going to be one of Edel's greatest strengths. I'm going to put the shield panel and replace the eavesdrop panel because I'm going for melee here. And then we'll see if we get Iron Body or Axe Arts. If we get Iron Body, we could place it up here and then wait until another Axe panel shows up. But this is probably the best space for the shield panel. Is it here? Let's think. This is 41 for endurance, and this is 18 for spirit. So this will be our dump panel, anyways. So let's just place the shield panel here, and just make Edel our one of our better tanks, I guess. Next up, we have North. He has Road Guide, Maharaja, Locksmith, which is kind of nice. Because Locksmith, we could replace one of the panels and not have to worry so much. Alternately, a Wood Familiar instead of the Water Familiar. Oh, I can't do that. No, I'll have to use Locksmith then. This is a Wood Familiar level 4. What I'm going to do, probably... No, I can't pick Road Guide. I'm going to have to pick Locksmith for this panel. Because that's the least lowering of stats. Here, I am forced to pick a seal weapon. And what panel am I going to place this on? The least significant panel is probably this swimming panel right here. We want to keep this area kind of like elementally high. And I'm a little bit torn because This will also depend if we get Magic Blender or not. For a non-combo challenge, it's going to be tough for us to actually, if we get Magic Blender, we can't place it here anymore, right? So the stats that are most important for Joseph is this and these three. And we want to keep the level 4 tablet to not only learn, but to get spells that we could blend. So I think it's the swimming panel that we're going to replace. We also have some diffuse and sharp eyes for Mortius here. And I'm just going to pick diffuse because start over, please. I'm going to pick diffuse because we want to use it as a secondary skill. And we don't have any other characters who could use it. Pacifist goes here. Character evolution for Armand here. Fortune teller goes in this slot. Field art goes here. The guide skill we can't use, so it's locksmith here. Seal weapon goes here instead of swimming. Kick panel goes over here. Save state. Make sure everything's okay. We're all set. Save. And that's the end of this live stream for now. All right, folks. I'm going to actually thank everybody for being here. Thank Dan for being here earlier. Thanks Myth, Manta, Technovirus. Thank everybody who's actually a member as well. You can support me on YouTube if you click the link from Twitch, if you're watching from Twitch, and you could see my VODs there as well. And if you're from YouTube and you want faster chat, Twitch could be a nice alternative for you as well. But that being said, thanks for being here, everybody. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back next time.
Have a good day, Biggy and all.
Have a good day to you too. Have a good day, everybody. Bye for now.